Hi, this video is to help you do sample distributions for sample counts for your project. So what I'm showing you here is a survey. So these are my survey results, just like you have your survey results. So I'm going to do you use Facebook? So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and copy this whole column. And then I'm going to paste it into Stapplet. So Control C, I'm going to go to Stapplet. This is categorical variable. And I'm going to go to raw data. And then I can input it there and it will count it for me. You can count it if you want to, but I'm going to let it count it for me. So my yeses were 25 yeses and 29 nos out of 54 total. So now I'm going to go to Google, and I Googled how many teens use Facebook. And the first article that popped up was 32% of teens report ever using Facebook. Okay, so now I have the information that I need. So the population proportion probability is going to be 0.32 or 32%. So any particular group of 54 people, which is what I had in the survey, is going to be 54 times 0.32. That is going to equal, let's see, 54 times 0.32, 17.28. So on average, 17.28 people out of 54 is what we would expect to to use Facebook. Sorry. The standard deviation is that big old long formula where we have n times the probability of being on Facebook times the probability of not being on Facebook. So I had 54 people in the survey, 32% chance of being on Facebook. That gives us a 68% chance of not being on Facebook. All right, so then this totals 3.43. Actually, I'll go one more place, round it one more place. 3.428 is the standard deviation. So typically we're going to vary 3 to 4 people away from the mean of 17.28. So now we want to compare, where does Pomona compare with the average? So the average was 0.32 according to our article that we found. And whoops, take that back. We're doing counts. So instead of doing the proportion, that'll be the next one we do. We will do the count. So on average, 17.28, and Pomona had, back to our data on Stapplet, Pomona had 25 people. So how does that compare? What's the probability of a group of 54 people having 25 or more on Facebook, or do we have an unusual amount? So we want to find the probability of X being greater or equal to 25. All right, so we do that by starting with the Z-score. So Pomona's is 25 minus the average of 17.28 divided by the standard deviation of 3.428, and we get 25 minus 17.28 equals, divided by 3.428 equals 2.25. So I already know 2.25 is a fairly large Z-score. So next, I'm going to go check it out on table A. So here's my table A. Whoops. All right, my Z-score was 2.25. So I can see that, let's see, 2.20123 0.4597878. All right, so the probability of x being less than 25 is 0.9878. Remember that the table A always gives you the probability of less than. But because I wanted the probability of more than, I'm going to have to go 1 minus 0.9878. So 1 minus 0.9878 equals 0.0122. Last step now, I'm going to compare that to 5%. So remember, this is 1.2%. So I can either compare it in decimal form or percent form. So 1.2% is less than 5%. Therefore, we have convincing evidence that Pomona's population uses Facebook more than normal. So more Facebook than normal, or the article was wrong. So more Facebook than the norm. So that's what you would report in your project.